There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies these voices, stories and reports that make the difference. This is Akojopo News, 88.7 FM.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Akojopo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening to you, and you're welcome to News Around the World on the most listened to radio station at Akojopo 88.7 FM Ibadan. I am Wuraola Yusuf. The headlines: Federal government begins a payment of 32,000 naira pension increment to retirees. Falana urges NYSCN Excos to prioritize transparency in Oyo State. Trump set Hamas deadline to respond to peace plan as Israel resists Palestinian statehood. Enzo Maresca says there is no reason to panic over Chelsea's mini slump. And now the details. The Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate has announced the start of implementation of the new pension increment for pensioners under the Defined Benefit Scheme, saying the adjustment will be reflected in the September 2025 payroll cycle. In a statement today signed by management and posted on its X handle, PTAD said the increased package includes a fixed 32,000 naira payment alongside percentage increases of 10.66% and 12.95% for eligible categories, which will benefit about 832,000 pensioners under its management, adding thus the partial release of 820.188 billion by the Federal Ministry of Finance from the emergency funding has made it possible for pensioners to begin receiving the enhanced payment immediately. Recall that PTAD in August announced President Bola Tinubu approved a series of measures, including new welfare benefits for pensioners under DBS. Meanwhile, the approval follows a formal request by PTAD's Executive Secretary, Tolulokpe Odunaya, seeking an emergency budgetary allocation to implement pension reforms and welfare benefits for the scheme's retirees. The measures include a 32,000 pension increment, percentage increases for pensioners of defunct and privatized agencies, pension harmonization for all DBS pensioners, enrollment into the National Health Insurance Scheme, and the settlement of long-standing unfunded pension liabilities. The chairman of the Oyo State Youth Development Agency, Prince Adebowale Falana, has charged the newly inaugurated executives of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Oyo State Chapter, to uphold transparency and restore the good image of the youth organization. Prince Adebowale Falana made his call at the 2025 State Elective Congress of the Council, held at the Western Hall, Oyo State Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan. Akojopo FM News correspondent Oluwapemi Bamidele brings a report.
Youth organizations under the auspices of the Nigerian Youth Council of Nigeria, Oyo State Chapter, across the state gathered at the Western Hall for the 2025 State Elective Congress to elect various executive leaders for the next 4 years. Speaking on the theme, Local Youth Action for the SDGs and Beyond, Chairman, Oyo State Youth Development Agency, Prince Adebowale Falana, expressed that government initiatives such as trainings and grants must get to youth across the state without diversion. The chairman assured that the new leadership has been screened and prepared to deliver a transparent and accountable administration that will reflect the vision of Governor Seyi Makinde.
Make sure that you are transparent enough in your dealings and make sure that anything that the government of the day is giving to the youth go to the youth appropriately, so that the youth in general can feel the impact of Governor Seyi Makinde. Not as if there will be programs, there will be training, there will be grants that will be given to a youth body that won't be remunerated to the other youth in the state. No, we don't want that.
In his acceptance speech, the newly elected chairman, Comrade Eniola Oluwatimileyin Halek, appreciated Governor Seyi Makinde and other stakeholders for ensuring a peaceful Congress.
Strengthen all the councils, all the structures of the councils. We are having 7 zones in the council. We are going to work on that. Our local government is going to be functioning, and we are going to work towards economic empowerment. You know, thank God we have a governor who is youth inclusive in all his programs. And by God's grace, we are going to leverage on that and all the other critical actors in the state.
Comrade Eniola Oluwatimileyin pledged to reform the Youth Council, restructure the 7 zones of the state, and roll out economic empowerment programs that will serve as mouthpiece for all youth organizations. Earlier in his address, the electoral officer, Comrade Ayo Babalola, described the Congress as the most peaceful, credible, and fair election in Oyo State history and urged the new executive to put the interests of the council first, work in unity, and support the state government in advancing the welfare of young people. Oluwakpemi Bamidele, Agidigbo FM News.
The Oyo State government, through the Ministry of Establishment and Training, has announced that the 2025 confirmation examination for junior officers will be held on Tuesday, 30th September 2025 at the Simeon Adebo Staff Development Center, Secretariat Ibadan at 10 a.m. The Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Professor Saliu Adelabu, disclosed that a total of 643 junior officers are expected to participate in the examination, also stating that the affected personnel include clerical assistant, clerical officers, store attendants, storekeepers, judiciary staff, and other allied cadres. According to the Commissioner for Establishment and Training, the confirmation examination will assess the officers' understanding of the Public Service Rules 1 and 2, 2013 Financial Regulations, and Current Affairs. A social affairs analyst, Comrade Femi Babalola, has called on the Oderin-laws and Ibadan residents to intervene in the escalating insecurity in Kwara State, urging support for affected communities. Speaking on Agidigbo 88.7 FM's program, Shokanwa, today, Comrade Babalola emphasized the need for unity among Yoruba communities to combat banditry and propose solutions to mitigate insecurity, highlighting the importance of collective action to ensure peace and stability in the region. The social affairs analyst appeal underscores the urgency of addressing the security challenges facing Kwara State and its residents. The Association of Nigerian Broadcasters, AMBROAD, held its maiden National Congress today, September 30th, themed Togetherness. The event aimed to provide stewardship and accountability for the leadership transition over a year ago and unveiled the National Constitution of AMBROAD. Akojopo FM News correspondent Bowale Akimbode, who was live at the National Congress, brings the details.
The Association of Nigerian Broadcasters, AMBROAD, marked a major milestone by hosting its inaugural National Congress, aimed at reviewing the stewardship of the Executive Committee that took over office over a year ago. The maiden Congress demonstrated AMBROAD's commitment to accountability and transparency, while highlighting its dedication to advancing the broadcasting industry in Nigeria. In his address, the national president of the association, Abdulrazak Abdugani, popularly known as Mr. GRA, appreciated all members and executive committee members, highlighting the notable achievements of AMBROAD over the past 12 months.
We keep the ground running. Immediately, we went sworn in.